Hi everyone, good morning. So I wanted to show you the stuff that we're going to be using for tomorrow's Pisces full moon ritual. I wanted to be able to show you all the things that you may want to have for it the day before. I'm not going to go through the ritual stuff today, but I just wanted to show you. So I'm going to go through each thing really fast. Okay, so we have the Himalayan salt. This is going to be, you're actually going to be taking a bath or a shower. So that's what these are for. And the oils and the essential oils and the almond oil and the flowers, that's what that's for as well. So you can get Himalayan salt, you can use Epsom salt. You can also use, if you're doing a bath, I also use, I actually do like a combination of the Himalayan salt, and these are Dead Sea bath salts. I get them from a metaphysical shop. So I'll do like half and half when I just take like a regular cleansing bath, but I'll probably do the same thing. If you are not taking a bath and you're just taking a shower, you can also get the salt that you can do it. This is eucalyptus, but it's the only one I had. But they also have it in the pink Himalayan salt as well. And you can use this for the shower to cleanse. And this is like to help cleanse your aura. Hold on a second. I got to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I always forget that. Sorry, guys. Real life. It's real life. Here we are. Real life. I had the planets up too for when we talk about the planets today. Okay. Okay, so this is for the bath part. Also, you're going to want to have a bowl. You can, because we're going to fill this up with water, like halfway. You can use fresh flowers. You can use dried flowers. These are like irises and carnations, and what I'm going to actually use, we're just going to use the petals of them and put them in the water. Also, you can use coconut oil. I have sweet almond oil. Also for the bowl and the essential oils that I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to use like a cleansing blend of essential oils. So I have rosemary, and I'll show you all of it tomorrow, but this is what I'm using: rosemary, sage, and lavender. And then you'll want a candle, and you will want your smudging stuff, either sage, Palo Santo wood. You can also use, if you can't burn something, metaphysical shops also have sprays, like cleansing sprays that you can spray into the air. So those are the things that you'll need for tomorrow's ritual. I wanted to show you all of this stuff today first, so you have time to get it for tomorrow, because I have a lot of people that were like, what if I don't have this, or what if I don't have that? And if you can substitute, like if you just have like sea salt, use that in the tub instead of Himalayan salt. These are just things that I know for me, this helps me cleanse my energy. And this is a release. Like the Pisces full moon is all about like releasing and cleansing our energies. It's the harvest moon. This is really the time, everything that we've been doing since the eclipse season, since we've been purging ourselves and releasing. And remember, when it comes to doing the rituals, if you're not doing the work in the 3D and you're just doing the rituals, meaning if you're trying to purge a relationship and you're still talking to the person, the ritual is not going to work. The ritual helps you to clear the energy of people. But if you're still connecting with them in some way, it's not going to work. So, because everybody's like, how come I keep doing these rituals, but this person keeps on showing back up in my life? And I'm like, because you're letting them show up in your life. You're like purging, and they go away for a while, and then you like energetically connect with them again. So, all right, I will be back, and we will talk about the energies, and we'll do the cards. I'll be right back. Okay, so First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that is participating in the one question readings for this weekend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am doing one question, 10-minute videos. They're only $30. You can get it on my website. I think there's only 3 left. But anybody who bought them this week, they're going to be getting them this weekend. So you'll get a pretty fast answer. So that's cool. Thank you to those who are participating in that. Just wanted to kind of see how, because I offer that all the time, the one question readings, but I was like, I wonder if I could like get them all done and then offer it again instead of doing the lives. Also, I had a couple of people talk about wanting to get readings for, like they commented on the video yesterday about wanting to get a reading. Make sure if you want to get a reading with me, now is really the time to do it because it's 20% off getting a 30-minute reading or a 1-hour reading with me or even an alignment session. It is 20% off right now. And I'm not going to do that again until the holidays. So I know there were a couple of people that were like, I want to get a reading from you soon. So just FYI, let you guys know that now is the time to do it. It's only going to be available for 2 more weeks and then that's it. It's been like I love being able to offer it, but I also have to conserve my energy. So I can only offer it in spurts. And somebody had mentioned, it was actually like a joke about me being their therapist and wishing that they could, like they were giving, like they need to give me more money or they felt guilty for not giving me money. First of all, I do this because I love to do it. I love to connect with you guys. This is something that brings life to me. So I appreciate the patronage. I appreciate everybody who watches. If you would like to donate and you're not ready to do a reading, but you would like to donate to the channel, my PayPal link is in the description box below this video. If you click on the little arrow, I don't usually go out there and say, hey, you can donate to the channel. Like I haven't actually done that in a really long time. But I just want you guys to know that that option is available. If you are not ready to get a reading, but you would like to donate to the channel because you have found it helpful, it's resonated with you. I know that I reach a lot of people and I love that I can do this. So anything is appreciated. There you go. But if I could do this for free, I would. Like if I could do this and like not charge anybody for readings or anything, personal readings, I would totally do it for free. But since this is my job, we have to charge for readings. So the energy right now is today, it feels so much better. It feels a little bit lighter. I know that some people are still feeling the pressure of the full moon coming up tomorrow, because there is this huge highlight with the sun trining Pluto right now, and the sun is also opposing Neptune, and Mars is squaring Jupiter, and Mars is opposing Neptune, and the sun and Mars are coming up conjunct with each other, which is something that like that's where that pressure and in the next couple of days there are going to be exact points to this, but we feel the energy before the exact point. Like there's always a buildup, and right now I know a lot of people kind of feel like they're in a pressure cooker and their top is about to blow, right? So now is not the time to get really super aggravated driving, right? And now is not the time to get really aggravated at other people if you feel like they're in your way. Patience is huge right now, because we're still in Virgo season, and Virgo is actually extremely patient until they're pushed a little too far. And I mean, like I tell everybody, it takes a lot for me to explode, but when I explode, like nobody wants to be in the room. So, because it's a big explosion. But yes, and this Pisces full moon is going to be very emotional. It's going to be conjunct Neptune. It's also going to be opposing Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the sun. So all of this built up energy of everything that we're releasing. And that's why tomorrow's ritual is really going to be about cleansing your energy so you can release in the purest way. But please be kind to yourselves right now. Please be kind to everybody else. There's no need to blow up or explode. If you do feel that, kind of pull yourself back, take a deep breath, a couple of deep breaths. It's true, taking deep breaths and counting to 10 can really calm you. So, or several deep breaths and counting to 10 can really calm your nerves, can calm you down. So remember to do that. And let's just look and see what the cards have for us today. It's so funny because I actually, like, I barely got any sleep last night. I've been, this whole, like, Mars in Virgo with, like, conjunct to the sun has got me energized. And it's not for a couple of days before it's at 0 degrees, like, which means it's at exact point of conjunction. But it's just, I have it's like a spark was lit underneath my ass. Like, here we go, let's do this. And I'm in a genuinely good mood because I know that I've been slowly releasing. There was something this week that I could have easily gotten very, very upset and irritated about, and I just trusted. I went back to a time in my life where I had just started learning to trust the universe and have faith in the universe that I was being taken care of. This was a couple of years ago when I was struggling through my awakening process in the dark night of the soul. And I was taught to really trust the universe and that everything that was supposed to be coming to me or be taken away from me was, it was being taken care of, right? I was being very well taken care of. And I had that reminder the last couple of days, and it was almost like this peaceful existence sort of came over me. And that's the definition. That's the real true definition of healing, is when things that used to be a struggle for you. And I feel like some of you are really struggling when it comes to finances, when it comes to, your stability and feeling solid. I know that some people are struggling with that right now. And it may not even be that the material set, for some of you, it is very material, right? But for some of you, it's a thought process. It's something that is within yourself that's making you think that you're not stable when you actually are. But the reason why you don't feel stable is because you have to go to a job that you hate, or you have to go, you know, your life, the job that you hate so much isn't even paying very well. And that can really push a person to aggravation. It can really push a person who's already feeling it. So when you come to a peaceful existence, that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And I'm saying that in a really soft tone because I understand it, and I've been there, and I've been through that discomfort before. It's not fun. But when you allow, and we've talked about this for this entire week, when you're allowing yourself to live in that discomfort instead of thinking that you deserve more, even though you haven't learned the lesson to get that more, right? So you have to allow yourself to become present and recognize the things that you cannot change in your life and recognize the things that you can change in your life. But living in the present and living in the now will make you realize that you actually are exactly where you're supposed to be, and that things are going to happen in the timing that they're supposed to happen as you learn the lessons. I learned a very valuable lesson when it comes to my stability during this last moon process, from the Virgo new moon 2 weeks ago to the Pisces full moon tomorrow. I've learned so much about my stability, and a lot of it has to do with my human vessel. How can you appreciate the things around you if you're not even appreciating yourself, right? So, and that's one of the things that Virgo teaches, is how to take care of yourself But if you look at it like your expectations are too high, you'll miss the point entirely. Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. And this is what I'm saying, where some of us are still living in this construct of everyday struggle, and like in that constant struggle and in that constant need to have more and more and more, and not realize that where you are right now is actually exactly where you're supposed to be. And it's a gift, because there's a lesson in everything that you're learning in the moment, right? So allowing that gift to show up for you. And because being in the Five of Pentacles state of mind is, and feeling like you're constantly fighting for something that you don't have, or you think that you deserve already, is going to be one of those never-ending battles for you. And this Pisces full moon with all this Virgo energy is helping you to see where healthy boundaries start with yourself and protecting yourself, cleansing your energy, protecting your energy, excuse me, and releasing. When I channel a burp, you guys know, sorry, I'm such a proper Virgo right now. Like, that was a really, you should see me when I'm like out and with like having beer and wings or whatever. Which I haven't done in probably a good year now. But yeah, it's like, I'm like watching football and I'm hanging out with the guys. It's like no holds barred. That was really proper. Anyways, back to, I'm so sorry. Back to the healing vibrations. This is all showing you how to stand your ground and how to have your boundaries very much set. Not only for the people around you, but setting healthy boundaries for yourself. And setting healthy boundaries for yourself means not like, yes, giving yourself expectations, but not so high that you won't be able to reach, there's a failure factor there, right? And we're trying to avoid the failure factor. So allowing yourself to set your boundaries with yourself in a way where there's no more negative self-talk, where you are taking action with clarity and faith, where you are meditating on a regular basis so you can get in touch with your own higher self and your own voice, instead of listening to the outside world and all of the distractions that are coming to you. So let's see what this Ace of Pentacles represents. Yeah. And here's the thing. So we have the Strength card on the Ace of Pentacles. The stability that you're searching for so much by hustling in the 3D world and killing yourself in the 3D world for a hustle that makes you feel miserable, the thing that you really are searching for is inner stability. And just because you don't know what you're supposed to do, or you're fighting for something you're unsure of, you're like, I don't even know, right? The Moon, I don't even know. I don't even think I showed you guys these 3 cards down here. We'll go through them. But it's like you're trying so hard to search for something, getting super honest with yourself and not defining yourself by what you do, but defining yourself about who you are. And if you don't know who you are, it's time to get to know who you are. And that's what this moon is going to do for you tomorrow. You're going to get really super in touch with your soul in the next 24 to 48 hours. And you can honestly, you can do that ritual for the next week, even if you want to. But getting really super honest with yourself and knowing that you're exhausted. Like you're so done trying to fight. You're so done fighting to try to be stable or to find that stability in life. You have exhausted your efforts, and that's where the lack mentality is. And the reason why you're fighting so much is because you want more out of life, out of existence. the Page of Cups on the Nine of Wands. And that's where the struggle is the, could I just get like that Page of Cups, look at those two people. They're begging that guy for some water. Could I just get a drink? Just a little bit of nourishment. I don't need much. And that's what you've been fighting for. You're like, I just need a little bit. But you're putting the expectations on yourself that are saying that what you currently have is not enough for you. Even if you are incredibly poor and you have to rely on other people to help take care of you, that's exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment. And the only reason why you look at yourself in a bad way is because society has told you to do so. I guarantee you, your heart is so much bigger than what your life looks like. And sometimes it's that kind of humility that we have to get to finally release things. You know? So 5 of Pentacles. Let's see what this 5 of Pentacles is. Okay. And this King of Cups has shown up quite a bit during Virgo season. So I feel like there's this very Neptunian emotional imbalance that's not, it's not directly connected to the intuition, right? That's why it's not the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups is extremely intuitive and she listens to her higher self and makes things happen there. With the King of Cups, and this is not a knock on men, but the ego is louder. And the ego is not a bad thing unless you're letting it be a bad thing. Unless you're letting your ego talk you out of stuff because you're not good enough, because you can't do this, because you can't do that. Finding that humility and recognizing that you're actually, that lack mentality is a programming for you to believe instead of the person that you really are. That's where we're done fighting. That's where the exhaustion, like we've run out, right? So down at the bottom here, we have the Moon, the Hermit, and the 7 of Wands. Some of you are very defensive right now. And clearly there's a reason. You're not feeling up to par. Everybody has a right to feel the way they need to feel during this time, but you certainly do not have a right to project it onto somebody else. And if you find that you're projecting that onto somebody else and they look at you and they say, this is not my issue, this is yours, and I need you to recognize that because you're beating me down for no reason, you need to respect that because they clearly have healthy boundaries. Now, if you're just getting into fights just for the hell of it, you really need to have some like pull back time, like pull yourself back a little bit, you know, come back. Let's see what this Moon is. I feel like this is an honesty factor. And if other people are projecting onto you and you know that it's not something that you have any control over and you're like, I didn't even do anything to set this person off and they're projecting onto me, you look at them and you say those same exact words. I'm going to stop you right there. This is clearly not something that is my fault or my problem, and the fact that you think it is means that there's a disconnect here. That's a healthy boundary, and not letting somebody beat you up because they don't feel really good about their life. So it's time to get really honest. If somebody projects onto you and you get triggered by it, get honest with yourself. It's not just what they said to you that made that trigger happen. That trigger existed before. Okay. The Hermit. Oof. Yes. Thank you. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. So we went from the 5 of Pentacles to the 4 of Pentacles. Even more lack. Because now we're holding on to it so tightly and we're not putting it out into the universe that we trust that it'll come back to us. So we're holding on to it instead of putting it out there. Energy flows where energy goes. So if you're constantly in a state of mind where you have a lack mentality and you're holding on to money for dear life, there's not more money that's going to flow in. You're not going to be able to manifest it in any other way because you are so concerned with one area or one particular area of your life that you're holding on to. On the Hermit, so here you have to get honest with yourself and say, what am I holding on to that I need to release? And let the universe work in your life. Give yourself a break. Let the universe work in your life a little bit. So then we have the Hermit, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and there's that infamous Hanged Man that keeps on showing up. And what does Mama Betsy say? The Hanged Man does not mean that you're stuck. You might be on pause, which is my new word for being stuck, because being on pause does not have a negative connotation to it. You're just paused. You're just taking a minute. Maybe you're taking a week. Maybe you're taking a month. Maybe you're taking a year on pause. There is no time limit to being on pause. However, what you can do in this Virgo energy is get the wheel to start turning. And sometimes you need to be on pause for that shift to happen, for that energetic shift to happen. Why? Because you need to be able to see it for what it really is and not what your ego is trying to make it out to be, or not what the real world or what your programming tells you it's supposed to be. There's something in my eye, sorry. That was my pause. 7 of Wands, healthy boundaries. And you have to have healthy boundaries even when it comes to the people that you love the most, even when it comes to conversations with people that you love the most. Please be careful right now. Don't say something that you will regret tomorrow or you'll regret later. Be kind. Keep your boundaries up. Let people know that 2 of Cups and that Ace of Swords pretty tempting, pretty strong and pretty tempting. Also, if you find that people are coming back from your past right now, showing up in your life and wanting to have a conversation, be very, very discerning. We have the King of Wands and the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And we have the King of Cups over here. Remember when we talked yesterday where I feel like some of us just have a crew? You know, we're finding our soul tribe. I feel like that's who these 3 kings are. And really kind of coming together. It could be characteristics of the same person. It could be 3 different people. Totally whatever resonates in your life there. But this is to tell you that you're not alone in your pursuits and your journey. And when you get to a situation where you need to kind of have some bounce back, you have it here. Like, you know, you can talk to people. You can trust and talk to people. For those of you that are worried about being alone and wanting to be in a relationship because you don't want to be alone anymore, remember that old relationships are not the way to go just because you don't want to be alone. We're not settling anymore. We're not settling for somebody who won't show up for us. We're not settling for a life where you have to constantly beg another person for their attention. You are going to get the person that you're going to attract is the person who's going to mirror back how much you love yourself. So that's why we always talk about focusing on yourself. And right now there's a lot of healing that's happening in order to focus on yourself to get to this 2 of Cups kind of relationship. Because if you can't love yourself 100%, you're not going to be able to love somebody else 100%. And bringing somebody into your life saying, you know, I feel whole now because you're in my life, that's that's where you need to have the healing. You need to be whole on your own before you bring somebody else in. Okay. I love you guys. Again, with the readings, 20% off. Also, necklaces. I do have a few necklaces still left on the website. The rings will be available for order starting next week. 20% off readings. I have 3 readings left for the one question, 10-minute video. Check, all of this stuff is on my website. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the full moon ritual. It's not going to be a live thing. I'm going to do it video recorded. But be here. I love you. Bye. Have a good day.